today's broadcast. Shout out to our sponsors. And now for our broadcast. Good evening and welcome to The Rock as we get ready here for our girls basketball showcase, player showcase here. As we're going to talk about the four teams that we have spent a lot of time covering here. Unfortunately, our Randolph girls could not make it tonight, mainly because they've had their senior awards tonight, which I thought was really early in the year, but that's what they've got going on. I still invited Coach Kaufman to come, and he decided that he didn't want to come without his girls, even though we've had some great conversations. And the coaches know this. We've had good conversations as part of our interviews as well as off air. I want to thank The Rock for hosting us once again. I really appreciate that. I also want to give a shout out to Tony's Pizza for jumping in here and helping us make sure that we had food tonight. Just like everybody else has got bugs going around here, unfortunately, the cook went down sick, so we were scrambling here to make sure that we could get some food for everybody that was here because we had talked about that we would have that. So please help yourself. We've got also I need to give a shout out to Jimmy John's for making sure that we also had some subs and wraps here. Let's just quickly talk a little bit about Randolph. Justin, are you going to jump in here at all or not? Joining me tonight here, Justin Schwartzmiller is my partner in crime. He spends a lot of time with me going to all these different schools. So you have seen him around. He's done all kinds of interviewing with you as well. Over on our portable unit, I've got Corbin, who is helping us as well. And then I've got Emma, who is also new to us, helping me here on our main. I do also, one more time, I've got to make sure I give a shout out to my wife, who is over here, who knows that I'm never here, so you can raise your hand so people can recognize I'm never at home. So she allows me to do this. And on the back side and doing a lot of stuff, also getting stuff prepared is my son, Caleb, so you can wave your hand there as well. So you turn down my ears.
Wrong one.
Yeah, don't do that to me. I'm already going deaf, and then you do that to me. I thought I just lost my hearing right here on the spot. So we're going to hear a little bit from our sponsors, and then we're going to come back here, and we're going to jump right in with CWC. So as we get to our sponsors, we'll have them transition up here. We'll be back. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here on Jeff's Livestream.
Every step of the way to lay the groundwork for whatever lies ahead, building trust through results, and our commitment to provide a customer-driven experience without question. With 4 generations at the foundation of WDS, we've built a reliable client base and a passionate team to bring big-time experience, commitment, and satisfaction to your next project. Because we are built to build better.
Generations Lanes of El Dorado. Join one of our adult or kids leagues or bowl in our monthly Friday night tournament. Or get a group together for a family or corporate bowling function. We are more than just bowling. A great spot to bring your family for a meal. Awesome homemade pizzas and soups, as well as appetizers, wraps, and sandwiches. Daily food specials. Fish Fry Friday. Open daily at 11 with the kitchen open late. Ask about us catering your next function. We are home to Laconia Bowling and proud supporter of the Laconia Spartans and all student athletes.
Jeff's Livestreams is proud to announce our 2024-2025 Girls Basketball Showcase. Join us Wednesday, February 19th at 6 p.m. at The Rock. If you can't make it in person, we will also be streaming the event live on Jeff's Livestreams on YouTube, and you will be able to watch a recording at any time.
Upgrade your comfort and living space for 2025. Your living room should be a place of comfort and connection. A sectional provides the perfect blend of style and function, giving you plenty of seating for family, friends, and relaxation. For 50 years and counting, Verhang's Furniture has been proudly serving the Waupun area at prices you can afford. Visit us today at 806 West Main Street, Waupun, and experience quality, comfort, and service you can trust. Visit our website at www.verhagsfurniture.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay updated on our latest arrivals, events, and deals. Verhag's Furniture Mart, 50 years strong, quality you trust, prices you'll love.
We've always been a family that thinks about spend, save, give. It was refreshing to find a financial company that echoed that mentality.
With Thrivent, it's more than just about gaining financial confidence. It's about how you can use your resources to create change in your community. It's been a relationship that's created a whole exponential amount of good.
This is Jonathan Leonard, serving the area communities and supporting the local teams. Good luck this season.
God bless.
Welcome back here to the Player Showcase. Joining me now are the head coach from Central Wisconsin Christian Crusaders, Mark Vanderwerf, as well as our four senior ladies who are here representing tonight. And I want to thank them for taking the time. But let's start out here, Coach. Let's talk a little bit about how things, you've got this group of seniors here. Just talk to me a little bit about how it's gone over the 4 years that you have, but I know that you've also worked with them longer than that. So just talk a little bit about how your team has progressed and how these ladies have grown.
Yeah, they've grown a lot over the last I probably coached them for 6 or 7 years. It started out in middle school. They were actually, a couple of them competed against each other as middle schoolers, but then as high schoolers they got to be teammates. A couple of them went right to varsity as freshmen, but once they were able to gel together as a group, they've been a really good cohesive unit.
Justin, I don't know if you had any questions for Coach that you wanted to ask, but I'll start out with, just talk a little bit about their overall growth as women throughout the time that you've worked with them.
Yeah, they're really good leaders in the classroom as well, which is one of the big things that is important in our program. We want them to become young women, being ready to get into the world as young women and things like that as they progress. Just building themselves and building a core group of friendship. It's really important to work together and to build things as a unit.
We're going to ask them some of these crazy questions here, but I want to ask you as well. So you've got to see some of the pregame rituals here. What's up with these ladies and some of their pregame stuff?
Well, thankfully, most of their pregame stuff is done in the locker room, so we don't have to take part in seeing that. We try to get them to stop those things before we enter the locker room.
And so just talk a little bit about what really I enjoy most about the girls' athletics, especially, is how they cheer for each other. So just talk a little bit about what you see out there on the bench as well.
Yeah, that's one thing that we talk about, just having positive energy, because it can make such a huge difference. Just incorporating, whether you're in the game or you're not in the game, just to be really positive and encouraging for teammates. When girls do good things, they yell and scream for each other, jump up and down, and do some twirly dance. When they make a three-pointer, they do some foot-kicking thing when they make free throws. So it's a really good thing that just gets everybody involved.
And did you teach them that?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Maybe you are so talented as not only as a coach, but you're also a dance instructor. You got to like that.
That's my best dancing.
Coach, I want to thank you for joining me here so far on this showcase. Obviously, you're going to listen to these ladies, and you'll get to respond when they make some comments that are really accurate about you as a coach. But let's talk about over here. We'll shoot over this direction. We're going to start out with Taylor. Why don't you introduce yourself here a little bit and share something about
Because I was the one, I saw it before, and then he got the text message.
Oh, man. And you were doing so well, too. So I guess end our time. We're going to start back over. Taylor, introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Taylor Hoffman. I'm a senior, and I started playing basketball at CWC as a freshman. Before that, I played at Randolph Christian, so I played against all these people.
So we'll ask a couple of questions we didn't ask so they get a chance here. But just tell us, what are your plans after high school?
Nursing at either Bethel or Dort.
Some other sports that you played?
Just volleyball.
Just volleyball. I mean, that still is. Those are still some really tough sports back to back that you guys end up still dedicating yourself. And I'm glad to see that. I think you see that here as multi-sport athletes that you're going to see from everybody, part of being in a small school. What's the weirdest superstition on the team?
Oh, I know this one. So, Claire usually sings "Mary, Did You Know" in practice because she thinks that it helps us shoot better.
Does it?
I mean, yeah, it does.
Okay, there you go. So that it can't be that weird. It's got to work there. So my apologies that I didn't have the microphone set here. Let's quickly give a piece of advice. I know you didn't. You did write a little bit down here, but what's a piece of advice that you have for some of the younger players who are listening out there?
So me and Kate DeVries, we played together the whole time, and I think that we play really well together, and we both know how to find each other on the court. I'm pretty good at passing it to her right where she wants it, and I think that just building relationships and being good teammates with everyone on your team, building those connections so you guys know where to find each other on the court and stuff.
What's the strangest thing that coach does out there on the bench?
I don't know. He yells a lot.
Is that strange?
No, not
That's
bad, not badly, but
It's encouragement is what you meant to say.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, Taylor Hoffman, for sharing with us. We'll move right down the line to Tabitha. Tabitha, I actually have the mic on the whole time, so we won't have to repeat this. Talk to me about what your favorite memory has been so far as part of high school.
All of high school?
Yep, so far.
I did a lot of fun on senior retreat, and definitely a highlight of all of my high school career was the volleyball season that we had this year, winning conference and winning regionals.
Talk to me about what's your favorite memory for basketball. Something about going undefeated.
Ooh.
Do you remember writing that down?
Yeah, this was a full 2 days ago. So.
Oh, there. Okay, yeah. That's been a lot that's been on your mind since then.
Yes, my sophomore year, our JV team went undefeated for the whole year, and then they got beaten our very last game, but that doesn't count. We went undefeated.
Oh, okay. Talk to me a little bit about some of the funniest, one of the funny stories that you have about, I believe it's your manager, right?
Yes. Last year on our basketball retreat, when we were doing our scavenger hunt, we were going down the stairs, and Faith, our manager, just completely fell down the stairs, and she did a somersault on the stairs and ended up ripping her pants. I can replay it in my mind. It makes me laugh every time.
And those are the reasons why we do what we do here, and we want to make sure that we bring those memories up here. Tell me what your plans are after you graduate.
I plan to go to Dort University and study healthcare.
What's the piece of advice that you'd give to some younger players out there who are thinking about playing high school basketball?
I would say work hard and always be positive. In the end, you don't really remember wins and losses, but you are going to remember those times that you have with your teammates. So I would say just cherish it.
That's a great piece of advice. Taylor, I want to go back to you, and then I'll ask Tabitha this question. Shout out. Who'd you like to give a shout out to?
I don't remember. Oh, I think I wrote my dad because he's always been my coach.
Yeah, and that's anybody that you wish, whether you wrote it down or not. Tabitha, you didn't write anybody, but is there anybody that you want to give a shout out to? What's up coming up to the top of your mind?
I can say it.
I guess I'd have to give a shout out to my parents too for supporting me, and for my dad because he's always yelling, cheering for me.
I got it like that. Thank you. That was Tabitha Boalda joining us here on the showcase. We'll jump right now to Mackenzie. Mackenzie, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, I'm Mackenzie Zilke. I am a senior. Yeah. I don't know what else.
Tell me how long you've been playing basketball.
I've probably been playing since 3rd grade and at CWC since 5th grade, I think we started.
So at CWC since 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell me about some of the other sports that you participate in.
I don't actually. Basketball is my one
Well,
and
that's
only.
not true. You used to do some powerlifting stuff.
Oh, that is true. I did
And you
start
still do
powerlifting.
some of that,
Yeah,
right?
powerlifting this year. This is my first year.
And tell me a little bit about that. Do you enjoy doing that?
Yeah, I did enjoy it. We had, I think, 3 competitions. It was new. It was definitely different, something I've never done before, but it was really fun.
Excellent. Tell me what your plans are after you graduate.
My plans are going to the Navy.
You're going to go into the Navy?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. So when do you start? Have you already enlisted already?
Yep, so I'm enlisted, signed on a few weeks ago. I leave in July.
What are you planning to look to study in the Navy?
It's called the CTR, Cryptological Technician Collection, so just reading radars on the boat and stuff.
Oh, and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, you know.
You're right, okay. Give me a little bit of a piece of advice that you would like to share out there with some of your, if somebody is listening and said, I'm not sure that I really want to get into this. What would that be some advice you'd do?
Yeah, I would say, honestly, like, basketball, you can make such good friendships that can last, honestly, a lifetime. So if you're thinking about it, totally go for it. You can make so many friendships, have so much fun on a team. And so I would just say go for it, absolutely.
Who's got the craziest superstitions on the team?
I would say Samantha. She has a lot. But like
A lot?
Yeah, she has a lot. Anything that comes to her mind is
Is a superstition?
yes, it will be known.
Okay.
But I would say the main one is she says you can't cut your hair during the season because you'll shoot bad if you do.
Oh.
So I don't know if it throws off the weight or I don't know.
So nobody on the team has a haircut during the season?
I actually did. Cut
Yeah,
my
I
hair.
think everybody else, just not her.
Just Samantha.
Just
so
not her.
it's only her superstition.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, and what's your favorite pregame meal?
I would say the chicken wraps. I don't remember who made them. I'm not sure.
It's
Mrs. Ritzma, yep. And her mac and cheese.
Ah.
She just gets it from, I think, Quick Trip, but it's so good.
Yeah.
It's amazing. That was definitely my favorite meal.
So you're going to have to remind her of that coming
Yeah,
up here.
I hope
'cause
so, yeah.
The countdown is starting, right?
I
So you
might-
might as
yeah.
well get some of that stuff rolling.
We might surprise her with a meal next week
There
if she
you
doesn't
go.
have one.
Well, I want to thank you again for taking the time and talking with me. I'll talk a little bit about towards the season stuff as well. How about Coach? I mean, just tell me what you're thinking about Coach.
I don't know. He can be weird sometimes. You know?
Weird.
Just a little bit.
Thanks for saying only sometimes.
Only sometimes. Only, I don't know.
Yeah, he thinks he's weird most of the time.
But he has a lot of fun with us, which is, it's always fun, not like being yelled at all the time.
Well, how important is that? I mean, his job is to coach, right? But then as also, besides being the coach, he also is there to help you with, to grow and to have fun. So just talk a little bit about how does he help you guys grow and have fun?
I would say he helps us a lot in not getting down on ourselves. If we're feeling down and stuff, he really helps us bring us up. Like if we're having a bad game, he'll talk to us, and I think it builds that relationship a lot.
Well, thank you. That's nice words.
Somebody must have told her to say that.
Yeah. We'll see who slips her the 5 after she walks over here. Well, 5, I guess that doesn't count it anymore. Thanks again, Mackenzie, for sharing. Samantha, thanks for joining me here. Talk to me a little bit about, introduce yourself.
I'm Samantha Braskamp.
I
I'm a
can't cut my
senior.
hair during the season.
Yeah, nope. What else do you want?
You're a senior?
Yep.
Yeah, just tell me, what's your favorite subject?
I like lifting class.
Oh.
I don't really like school.
What do you mean? You are always walking around and smiling and all of
yeah.
that type of stuff, so you got to like the social aspect of
Yeah,
it.
I like the social aspect, but this year I have a lot of study halls, so that's really nice. So not a lot of school.
Talk to me about what your plans are after high school.
Next year I plan on going to Marine Park for nursing.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that. One thing that I don't have difficulty with is having a conversation. You do like to talk.
Yep.
Yeah, and you've talked about that before. But tell me some Again, what's your favorite subject? You wrote down here anatomy, so you must have some enjoyment there.
This
Did
is
I?
not
Oh
me.
my goodness, Samantha, what did? That was Taylor. Yeah, you should have just said that. No, that's not you. You're right. So talk to me about your favorite pregame meal.
My favorite pregame meal
Justin, you could have jumped in.
is probably going to Jimmy John's and getting a chicken Caesar wrap, adding cucumbers, no tomatoes, and no mayo, and then getting a medium Dr. Pepper, light ice, with the
thought I was
skinny thin chips.
And that's not really superstitious about just light on
Oh.
the ice.
The superstition is you have to drink a Dr. Pepper before the game.
Every game.
Yep, every game.
Okay.
Doesn't matter where. Just have to have one.
Tell me about some of your fondest memories. What have been some of your greatest memories that you've had over basketball, whether it's your youth or whether it's high school or both?
I played a lot of basketball with a lot of different teams, so I think it's really one of my favorite memories from all the teams I've played on is just making the connections with the coaches and the players and just really getting to know everyone's different personalities and just making different little memories with everyone.
So what about this coach?
I don't know. There's a lot of good memories.
Well, that is a good thing to have there with Coach Vanderwerf. Let's just quickly, any other comments that you have for Coach? Taylor, we'll start with you.
Yeah, when I was starting off as a freshman, and I remember like the second day of practice, he came over and told me like, he's like, I want you to practice with varsity today. And I was like so scared. I was like, oh no. But I had to act like I was excited. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I was so scared of like Ada and all of like the super like tall people. But he helped me a lot, and he like encouraged, he's always been encouraging, and he's always told me like to keep shooting and all that. So
Awesome. Tabitha?
I would say something that I really appreciate is that Coach Werf always encourages everybody on the team to shoot it. Because personally, I won't take like a lot of threes, but Coach Werf always is like, no, you can shoot that. Like, I want you to shoot that. And that has just kind of always stuck with me because it lets me know that I know that Coach Werf believes in me.
How many threes have you shot, Tabitha?
I've shot 3 on the season, and I've made none. But
See,
it's
look at
okay.
that. Good job
Hey,
there.
the
Gideon.
next one's going in.
Yeah. And even like early on in middle school when Werf was our coach, I just always remember how encouraging he has been for me and like all of our team. And one thing that I love is that he always comes up with nicknames for people. Like people on our team and people on the other team, and it's kind of funny. So
Oh, okay. I'm sure they're all positive.
Yeah.
Mackenzie,
Yes.
what would you like to share off with Coach here?
Let's see. Well, like I said before, very encouraging, like they both have said as well. He's always just been fun coach to have, absolutely. I mean, yeah, you just keep practice and games fun all the time. And
Awesome.
even after a bad loss, yeah, we get yelled at a little bit, but even after that, it's still like, you got this, you know.
And you guys seem to shake it off and come back right away. Samantha, what else?
I think he's like encouraging, like they all said, but you can always rely on him not only on the court, but off the court. You know, he's going to be asking you every day, like, how are you feeling? Like, are you ready for the game tonight? Ready for practice? He's not just worried about you on the court, but he's worried about you in school, and not just mentally, but also, like, or not physically, but also mentally.
Sure. Coach, final words?
No, I'm just really appreciative of these girls and all the hard work that they've put in. We always talk about building memories. Like they said before, most of the memories are don't even have anything to do with basketball, which is something that's really cool because that's what you're going to remember 15 years from now.
I want to thank all of you ladies for all of the times that you've been taking with me to do the interviews. I've absolutely loved it at the end of games, and you guys are so insightful. What impresses me the most is the character that you guys show, not only on the basketball court during those interviews, but that I get the chance to see in school. So I am absolutely adore everything that you guys have done, and you have definitely made my broadcasting enjoyable when I get to have those conversations with you. And Coach, I want to thank you again for all of the times that you take to set up these interviews and have conversations with us for the pregame and afterwards. Again, I know how much time it takes, and it makes our broadcast so awesome.
Well, we really appreciate you, Jeff, being there for all the games that we have and broadcasting them. So it makes it really important and special for these girls.
Well, thank you about that. Justin, anything else you'd like to add here? I didn't get a chance. This is the first time, by the way, that Justin has never said a word. I'm just telling you that because anybody that knows him, he talks like 150 miles an hour.
I'm pretty relaxed today, but I mean, I guess I haven't really gotten a chance to see CWC a lot. I saw you early in the year. I would say it was probably bad luck for you guys because I think I did 2 games, and both games I did, you guys lost. So
that's why I stopped
for staying away.
Thanks, exactly. So I mean, but hey, coach, overall, I thought that to have players like that say all those nice words about you. I mean, how does that make you feel personally?
It's humbling as a coach when you know that the thing you tried to stress to the girls is what they remember. So that's really humbling for me.
Well, you can already see if you take a look at your watch and you take a look at your cell phone that we're really on time here, so it'll probably go a little bit longer. That means that you got time to get food as well, because I'm not taking all that stuff home. I enjoy eating, you can tell that, but there's no way that I want to take all of that stuff home. So make sure that you guys grab something. Hey, before we jump off here, who's got the microphone? Corbin, you got the portable microphone there? You want to turn that on? We're going to ask, anybody have any questions? And it doesn't have to be somebody from CWC. Any questions that you want to ask any of these girls up here or ask Coach Vanderwerf? Just raise your hand. We'll bring you the mic.
Tabitha wants to know if she can have those Jimmy John subs.
Oh, and the Caesar wraps. Those are all for you, Samantha, so you can have those for the next 3 pre-games. Okay, I guess, there you go. Well, you both should have some Tony's Pizza left, too. So, again, it doesn't look like we got any audience participation, but thank you again to these ladies. Let's give them a hand here before we jump to some commercials.
You stick it out.
Looking for something special in your child's education? The choices you make for your child today will impact their future forever. At CWC, we provide a Christ-centered education that shapes students academically, spiritually, and personally. From our exceptional elementary and middle schools to the academic rigor of life-enriching programs of our high school, CWC offers a place for students to grow and thrive. Our approach integrates faith into every subject, helping the world through God's eyes. To learn more or schedule a visit, cwc.org.
Welcome to Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse. Here at Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, we are proud to provide South Central Wisconsin with the most beautiful flowers and freshest fruits and vegetables. In the fall, we have many varieties of squash and pumpkins, to just name a few. We are also proud to offer one-of-a-kind gifts like hanging baskets, iron hangers, decorative planters, and concrete statuary. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for more info and pictures. So come on out to Hooksha's Marketing Greenhouse, located on Highway A between Fox Lake and Randolph, and you'll be glad you did.
Hello, this is Jeff Sauer with Jeff's Livestream. We hope you're enjoying our broadcast. Our purpose, first and foremost, is to bring glory to God. Second is to draw attention to the student athletes, promote the great things they and their schools are doing, and promote the businesses and the people running them within our communities. Our mission is to create memories for student athletes, families, teams, and communities, as well as allowing for viewers to see their athletes or teams perform regardless of where the viewer is located. If you'd like to join us as a sponsor to help us fulfill our purpose and mission, feel free to give me a call at 920-345-2066 or email me at livestreamjeff@gmail.com. I'd love to talk to you.
Sam's Well Drilling is a family-owned business with over 75 years in the water well drilling industry. We can help you with all of your well drilling needs. Our crews are experienced at finding the proper location, setting up the rigs and equipment in all types of circumstances, and drilling to the appropriate depth so that you have fresh, clean water. Sam's also drills wells for commercial and municipal projects. No project is too large or small for Sam's Well Drilling. We at Sam's are thankful to be involved in supplying the well water needs of people all over Wisconsin. Sam's Well Drilling, well worth it.
The Oakfield Booster Club, a nonprofit organization that supports athletics and other projects that affect the youth of the Oakfield community, is a proud sponsor of the Mighty Oaks game. The Oakfield Booster Club helps pay the participation fees for numerous teams in summer leagues, provides funds to upgrade equipment, donates to local organizations and charities, and provides several scholarships to senior athletes annually.
The Oakfield Booster Club wishes the Mighty Oaks good luck. Let's go, Oaks.
PT Tire and Service has been at 301 East Clark Street in Brandon for over 20 years. The owners, Tony and Pam Sauer, are dedicated to their community and their customers. They serve the auto repair, tire, and wheel needs of customers in Brandon and the rest of central Wisconsin. We're on call 24/7 for roadside assistance and on the farm service for customers. For auto repairs, tires, and wheels, come see us in person or request a quote online. PT Tire and Service, you make the call and leave the rest to us. Call 920-346-TIRE.
Angling Only Guide Service with Captain Jeremy Brenner.
Captain Jeremy Brenner here. We are the premier Lake Michigan salmon charter out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Each trip is 6 hours and includes fish cleaning. The cost is $400 per trip Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and only $340 on weekdays for up to 6 people. I personally guarantee you will catch fish. The season runs June through Labor Day. Contact me at anglingonlyfishing@gmail.com to book today and check out my Facebook page, Captain Jeremy Brenner, Sheboygan Salmon.
Welcome back here to The Rock. Again, thank you to Caleb for hosting us here tonight. We really appreciate that. Joining me up here are some of the ladies from Oakfield, the Mighty Oaks. Again, I've had the opportunity to cover you guys a lot, and it really has been a pleasure. I'm hoping that Coach Gross is actually listening to us here, because I do want to give him a shout out. I've had this conversation with him before. Again, I think the fact that he is willing to take the time with interviews. We talk off air, we talk on air. We've had great conversations when we get post-game interviews, and I cannot thank the coaches enough for all the time that they put in there and what they do to help make our broadcasts so much more enjoyable. Let's start things out here over here. So Haley is filling in. Haley, you're a junior, if I remember correctly, and we've interviewed a couple of times. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been playing basketball. Give us a little bit of information about youth as well as high school, and just tell us what's going on.
Well, I'm a junior, and I've been playing basketball since like 5th grade, and my parents forced me to join.
They forced you to join.
Yeah.
Well, I have to tell you, after watching you play, though, you must enjoy it.
Yeah, it's always fun when I have these guys out there. So.
What's your most favorite part about playing basketball?
I think playing, like, making connections with teammates is probably one of my favorites, because you make these bonds for most of your life. So.
Oh, I thought it was going to be the tackling that you do out there when you're going after the ball. I mean, nobody better get close to you when you decide that you're going to get the ball.
Yeah. I like the physicality of
you
basketball
do,
too. So.
And you got that great mentality. So talk to us a little bit here as a junior. You've got to have noticed a couple of superstitions. Last night we talked, it was senior night as well. So who did you talk about for senior night?
I talked about Georgia.
Yeah, that's right, you did. And we'll wait for you to share a little bit later on with some more information about Georgia, as we'll grab her last here since she's sitting the closest to me. But talk to me about what's your favorite subject in school?
Probably anatomy is probably mine.
Have you already started to talk about your plans are going to be?
Yeah, I'm probably going to look into psychology as my major.
So with one more year left, I mean, the season is starting to count down with these ladies who are sitting up here with you. Just tell me some of your thoughts as you're thinking about that.
It's pretty bad. It's kind of sad. They've been here practically my whole high school career, and all the ups and downs and changes. So playing basketball without them next year is going to be tough.
But I still think that you've got time yet
to
continue to build. You've heard people talk about the relationships, so just share again. That's one of the things I love about the smaller schools, so just share about the relationships that you have here.
Well, we have probably 15 kids in our program, so we're all very tight knitted, and you see each other every day in class, and we do team bonding, so the connections are always very close.
Anybody got any superstitions on this team?
I mean, last year Ryan used to eat like a Reese's cup before every game.
But she stopped doing that this year?
doing that this year.
Oh, no. So her superstition changed. We'll have to ask her. She'll have to tell us what that is. Haley, thank you for filling in here. I really appreciate it, and I've enjoyed watching you and having some of those great interviews. So thank you for stepping up and coming today.
No problem.
Joining me now is Ryan Vielbig. Ryan, I talked about this yesterday in our part of the interview, but tell us a little bit about yourself first.
Yeah, so I'm a senior this year, which is really crazy. Feels like just yesterday I was a freshman, so it's really exciting, but also scary at the same time. So, yeah.
So it's just flying by.
Yeah.
Talk to me about some of your favorite memories in basketball, whether it's high school or youth or both.
Oh, well, youth, I've been playing with like these guys the whole way, so I've been able to make memories with them the entire time. So it's really surreal, honestly, to be coming to the end.
Talk to me about some of the other sports that you played.
I play volleyball and softball.
And you enjoy the multi-sport.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of you also do those sports as well. So talk to me about some of the crossover that you see, some of the relationship building and how important that is through some of your other sports.
Yeah, definitely. If you're athletic, then you kind of got to do all three sports because there's not a lot to choose from in Oakfield. So I feel like definitely building connections in each and every sport, and they like transfer over to another sport, it definitely helps to be good in all sports.
Yeah, well, and it has. It's translated. You guys have had some really good success over the last several years in all of your sports. What are your plans after school?
I plan on majoring in neuroscience and pre-med.
Oh, and where are you going to do that?
I don't know yet. Still got to choose that.
You're still working on getting those applications out? Well, good luck. I'm sure that they're going to go, if things are going to go well. Pre-game meal? What's your favorite pre-game meal?
I got a burrito from Qdoba, like the size of my head.
Every time?
Almost every time, yeah.
Where's the nearest Qdoba?
Fond du Lac.
Okay, so you take and run over there and get that for
my mom usually brings it home, yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, you don't really have a lot of time after school for that. So if you had to give some advice out there to some of the younger players, and you got Haley still sitting here, she's got one more year left, what would be that piece of advice that you'd give her? And any of them that are out there that are thinking about, well, should I do basketball or not?
Yeah, definitely just do what makes you happy. Be passionate about it, you know. Give it your all. Don't ever give up or let anybody shake your confidence. So that's the advice that I give.
Excellent. Thank you for joining me here.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
In this player showcase. Alexis. Oh, wait. I got to go back to Ryan first. Because, Ryan, I talked about with your interviewing here. Do you mind sharing how tall you are?
5'1".
5'1"?
Yeah.
Where's your favorite place to shoot?
The corner three.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I don't see you taking many of them. Where do I see you taking your most shots?
Oh, in the lane.
In the lane, right underneath the basket. Yeah. I think you're Georgia number 2 if they're looking to feed somebody.
Yeah.
Ryan grabs the ball. She drives right down the lane, and at 5'1", she's trying to lay these up under the trees, and I think she catches them by surprise because they all look at her like, and she lays them up. That's absolutely amazing. So it's really, I enjoy watching you do that. It surprises me every single time.
Yeah,
so.
thank you.
Thanks. Alexis, thank you for joining us here. Tell us about yourself.
I'm a senior too. Again.
You got to move your microphone a little closer, and you're a lot louder than that, so get talking.
All right. I'm a senior. Again, like Ryan said, crazy to think about. Really sad. Played with these girls for most of my life, and it's just sad to think that it's coming to an end.
Well, it still has a little ways off, and one of the things that I do know, and everybody who's done a coach, when you are playing for somebody besides yourself, it usually seems to make a difference. So talk to me about some of those memories that you have that you're concerned that you might be missing.
Oh my, I don't even know. We have a lot of memories from just growing up. We went all over. A lot of us played club sports together too. So just memories that we've made from school, from outside of school. We go to a small school too, so you're hanging out with the same people outside of sports. So you have the bond outside of sports and in sports.
Tell me, what's your favorite subject in school?
I like math.
You do like math. That's great. I was a math teacher for 11 years, so it's probably the best subject that you can learn, right, Georgia? Yeah, okay. So tell me, Alexis, what are your plans after school?
I'm looking at going to Lincoln, Nebraska, and I'm planning on majoring in pre-law and statistics.
Oh, okay. You guys have some big dreams here, and I love that. How much of that would you say is the fact that you've had such great support in Oakfield?
A good amount of it. You have so much support. All your teachers are looking out for you. You have such a supportive group of people, the community itself too. everybody's parents are looking out for you. It's really great.
Talk to me about superstitions on the team. There's
Mm.
got to be somebody that's got something that's out there.
For me, I always do Meredith's hair before the game, so that's mine.
That's your superstition. You have to do that.
Yep.
What's one of the funniest memories that you can remember about your basketball career?
Oh my.
Making fun of Steven's haircut.
Yeah.
of coaches?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets really bad haircuts.
His wife does that. You know that.
Yeah.
Oh, she's not going to be mad that you said that. Okay, that's very interesting. And he's not here to defend himself either.
No.
We'll see if he puts it into the chat. We'll watch and see if he does. Alexis, if you had to, who would you like to give a shout out to for supporting you throughout your time?
Definitely my parents. I don't think they've missed a game, and if they have, it was for something really important, and they've been there for me every step of the way, and I'm really glad that they've been there for me.
Give us a piece of advice you've got for some of those younger players out there.
Don't let anybody take your confidence away. Be who you are and let that show.
Justin, anything that you'd like to add here?
No, not really. I mean, you took my question earlier, so I can't really say anything. I was looking at the thing, and my question was taken, so I can't. I'll have to ask it later.
So you don't have anything to say again?
No, not really.
Okay, that's very interesting here. I guess I'm going to have to do more of these
I'm
showcases.
I'm basketballed out today. I'm basketballed out.
Well, thank you again for joining here on the Player Showcase. It's been awesome to have a conversation with you.
Thank you.
Georgia, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a senior too, obviously, and it's just, like they said, just relaying what they said. It's weird to be finally reaching the end of my basketball career. It's like all I've been doing my entire life, so it's just weird.
Tell me a little bit about your school. What's your favorite subject? What are you planning to do when you graduate?
Yeah, I don't like numbers. I like words. Definitely language arts, ELA.
You like to talk a lot?
Yeah.
I would have never noticed that before, Georgia. So you like ELA. So what are you planning to do after you graduate?
I'm committed to lacrosse and I'm going to major in human resources. So I want to be in HR.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doing what specifically? Just want to
You know,
be working with
ensuring,
people.
yeah,
Okay.
just
Making sure that
ensuring the wellness of all my employees.
Oh, I like that. I can see you doing something like that. Talk to me about. I've got to share. You're 1,000-point scorer and continuing. I mean, that came early on. We had the chance to be there for when I believe that was at Valley Christian. So that was probably in December, if I remember correctly. Is that right?
Yeah.
So talk to me about the 1,000 points that you've scored. We know that it's just not you. So talk a little bit about that accomplishment. How does that make you feel, and how your teammates have helped you accomplish that?
You know, it's definitely a goal that I've had my entire high school career. I've kind of just been working towards it. My sister obviously was a role model for me too, because she got it last year. And obviously my teammates, I wouldn't be able to do it by myself. The assists, looking up the court, looking for me. It's like a group effort, obviously. It's not just one person.
Your role has really changed quite a bit this year, but
Yeah.
you still are averaging over 22 points a game.
Yeah.
That's quite the accomplishment also. It tells a lot about your teammates trusting in you to get you the ball and that you're going to do what you need to do with it.
Definitely. I think they look for me a lot, but then obviously when I'm not playing well, they all step up. They all do what they need to do. They all get it done. When I'm getting face guarded, it's obviously not easy, and they all step up when they need to, so it works really well.
It was an incredible night last night when I had a chance to watch you guys about how you and Krista had worked so well about moving the ball back and forth. And I think that's the first time that I've seen somebody on your team score nearly the same amount of points as you had. But you still had I believe you almost had 30 points, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And it had to feel good to be able to work. And I know that Krista's not here because I'm sure she would have talked about that, but about how well you two work together.
Definitely, yeah. They're all really good passers. They're all, I don't know, they look for me a lot. It's good.
Justin, I didn't ask all the questions, so you can actually ask one and get involved here.
No, this is the big one I was going to ask because, Oakfield's a smaller community, and obviously this is one that I'll ask Laconia as well. But you guys all play the same sports together, and you've done it for 4 years now. Like an impact like that, and obviously a group of friends. I mean, I've done it. I've played hockey with Caleb, for instance, for 15 years. as a group, obviously in a smaller community, what does that mean for you guys just as friends?
Definitely, like, all showing up for each other, all being there to keep each other in check. That's one thing, too. Like, we all know each other, and we're all not afraid to say something to each other if one person's acting up. And I think mostly just, like, the family aspect of it. Obviously, all of our parents are, like, family, too. It just works out really well.
I've been really impressed. Again, we followed a lot of the Oakfield sports, boys and girls, and whenever you guys can, you're there showing up for the boys, and the boys are there showing up for you. So just talk about that again, that little bit, that tightness. You've already shared that a little bit. So
yeah, I think it's just showing up for each other, being there to support each other when we need it, obviously. Sometimes the guys slack a little bit.
They slacked last night.
Yep. But, I mean, whatever. It's fine. They're there when they want to be there.
Again, I want to thank all of you guys for taking some time here. We didn't have coaches in here, so I'd like to just go down the line. Haley, what do you want to tell Coach?
It's been a real game changer coming in here this last year, and I wish he came sooner.
Well, it is his first year, and I've enjoyed. He is very passionate about this sport as well, and he seems like he has your guys' best interest at heart. So I hope I didn't steal your answer, Ryan, but what do you want to tell Coach Gross?
Oh, well, he just stepped up at a good time, you know, and I feel like you're only as strong as your coach, and he definitely gives us strength in our team. So,
Alexis.
I just want to thank him for, like, being there for us on and off the court. He'll see us in the hallways. He'll make sure we're doing okay. He sees us struggling. He knows we have a bad day. He makes sure he's there for us, and I just really appreciate that.
That's awesome. Georgia?
Yeah, he definitely just built this program from the ground up. Like, we've all been through a lot of ups and downs, but it's, like, good to finally have fun playing basketball again, because the previous years it, like, wasn't fun.
Okay. Yeah, well, and I wouldn't have been able to tell because I thought you guys you guys still performed, I thought, really well as a team last year. I was impressed with how well you played, and I think that obviously in your case, and we know, it had to make a difference not having Stella around this year. So just talk about who you want to give those shout-outs to for your basketball career.
I mean, definitely my sister. She's shaped me into the player I am today, obviously. And my parents, my dad, for pushing me, always telling me to be better. But, yeah.
But they're there constantly.
Yeah,
Every
definitely.
contest I get the chance to see them in the stands as well, there to support.
Yeah, and my grandparents, too. They've never missed a game either.
Right, exactly. So you have a solid family foundation, and it's not just around basketball, but that kind of demonstrates also the Oakfield way, I guess I would say. Yep.
Definitely.
Well, ladies, again, I want to thank you for taking the time to be here. I really want to thank all of you for all of the interviews that you have done off the court or at the end of the games. It has been such a privilege to follow you. Not only did I get to see you in volleyball, last year following you for softball. Again, I'm looking forward to you guys making a great run here in your basketball season and continuing to work with you because you guys are really a special group of ladies. So
Thank you so much. We actually wanted to give you something too. We made this little plaque for you, thank you just for getting to know all of us, all of the student athletes, obviously.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Yep.
With appreciation. Oh, I thank you. That is so awesome.
Yep.
Again, I can't tell you. It does feel like a second community. What a great picture as well. Hallelujah. Well, thank you so much. That is so awesome. Again, let's give a hand here to these ladies here from Oakfield for a fantastic job that they've done so far on this season. And we'll step aside here. We'll switch things out, and we'll bring Laconia up here. Again, thank you so much, and I really appreciate being part of your community.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Katie's Log Cabin is a great place to stop for lunch or dinner, grab one of the daily specials, or check out the full menu. Katie's Log Cabin specials include Tuesday is pizza, Wednesday is wings, Thursday is a rotating special, Friday and Saturday is fish fry, Saturday is also prime rib, and Sunday is a broasted chicken dinner. Not in the mood for a special? Katie's has you covered with full menu options, appetizers, salads, wraps, pizzas, and sandwiches. Katie's Log Cabin Restaurant in Oakfield. Life is better at the cabin.
Verhaeg's Furniture Mart Valentine's and President's Day Extravaganza. Love is in the air, and so are huge savings. Now through President's Day weekend, save up to 50% off select in-stock items, including floor model and closeout mattresses. Sleep better for less. Dining sets, perfect for gathering with loved ones. Recliners and sectionals, cozy up for comfort and style and more. Don't miss this limited time event. Once these deals are gone, they're gone. Stop in today and find the perfect piece for your home. Visit us at 806 West Main Street, Waupun. Verhaeg's Furniture Mart. 50 years strong. Quality you trust. Prices you'll love.
The Rock Golf Club combines a great golf experience with the unmatched beauty of the Waupun landscape. Originally built in 1927, many of the holes on the front nine play as they were initially designed. Our seamless integration of friendly service and gorgeous natural surroundings is what will bring you back over and over. Bridges at the Rock is the perfect way to end your round. Join us for a relaxing atmosphere in a beautiful setting. Go online today and make a reservation. Better yet, swing out to the Bridges for a bite and a beverage. The Rock Golf Club, 700 County Park Road, Waupun, or call 920-324-2621.
Jeff's Livestreams is proud to announce our 2024-2025 Girls Basketball Showcase. Join us Wednesday, February 19th at 6 p.m. at the Rock. If you can't make it in person, we will also be streaming the event live on Jeff's Livestreams on YouTube, and you will be able to watch a recording at any time.
King Manufacturing. Since 1926, we have been known for our first-class buildings and canopies. In fact, there are thousands of them in use across America and in the Caribbean. We have also produced and developed many other steel products for use in retail, commercial, and industrial applications, such as building fascia, loading racks, wall panel systems, and much more. Our design record attests to our dedication to quality and customer satisfaction. King Manufacturing, from design to completion.
Call. Welcome back here to the Girls Basketball Players Showcase. Joining me now here are the Laconia Spartans up here. Lady Spartans have had an opportunity. We've been covering them almost all season as well. We have completely enjoyed that opportunity, as well as Coach Chris Morgan up here. Coach, let's get this thing kicked off here. Talk to us a little bit about how special it is to be working with this group of ladies. You've got a chance. You've got two daughters in this program. You've had great success, but that comes from someplace. So just talk to us a little bit about working with these girls throughout your entire career.
Yeah, it's been really special. It's hard to believe that the time is coming to an end here pretty soon, but this senior group, man, they've just been so good at everything they do, whether it's basketball or whether it's volleyball or track or softball or whatever they do. They're just really good at everything because they have a lot of pride in the work they put in. And the thing that makes them really good, too, is when you mix talent, they've got an awful lot of talent, but then they've also got a lot of work ethic, and they've got great parents. And when you put all those ingredients together, it's something that turns out pretty special.
You and I have had numerous conversations. Obviously, I do as many of the interviews and stuff with I can, and we talk off air as well as recording this stuff on air. And you emphasize that a lot. So just talk about that character building that you like to also instill in your team.
Yeah, I think anytime you play sports, the lessons learned are the life lessons learned are much more important than anything you can teach them in the basketball court. So, I've had this group for a long time. Any team that I coach, I guess I'm just trying to instill in them a work ethic, accountability, and all the things that they're going to need in life. And hopefully they learn some basketball and things along the way too. But it's certainly nothing that I'm no wizard doing that. They've got great parents and they've got great grandparents and siblings, and they always say it takes a village to raise a child, and these girls have great support systems around them.
We're fortunate here to have joining us Jordan King from the Flyway Focus, and he has done such a fantastic job. So Jordan, I want to get you to kick in here and just if you have any questions that you want to talk to Coach about.
Yeah, well, I mean, this season, Coach, as you mentioned, it's almost hard to believe that this group is coming to an end. And I know this on the social media aspect of this has kind of been fun to, as you guys look down memory lane with the pictures from, whatever it was, first, second grade when this group kind of got together. Seems like that 97 state championship was kind of the start of this all because so many kids are playing on this team. But as you look back and of this whole run, I mean, when did you know this could get kind of special? And then just how special is that to have a group that this doesn't happen often where, you don't have many players that leave and many that come in. It's just this is the group, and that's pretty special.
Yeah, I think right away we knew what a great group this was going to be right from the time they touched a basketball. We put them together, and back in that day, I think we started the group in a Y league. I have to give credit to a couple of the moms out there that put the kids in a YMCA league and got them going there. And back in second and third grade, it's hard to find second and third grade tournaments, so we would always play up a level. And, we could go out there and compete with the kids that were older than us. And, in fact, we would win most games still, even though we were playing against a bunch of kids that were older than us and bigger than us. And once you see that, you're like, holy cow, we got something pretty special here. And again, it comes down to, it comes down to the kids pushing themselves, but also the thing that gets forgot about sometimes is the parents behind the scenes that are pushing the kids too. We've got a group of parents with this 2025 class that put their kids in everything that they can as far as getting them if they need individual lessons, going to camps, putting them in 3-on-3 tournaments. So you've got parents that are constantly pushing these guys too. And I think they've got a good idea of where that line is. You want to push, but you don't want to push too hard where the kids get sick of it and they hate the game either. So that's always the fine line you're trying to dance. And I think the parents in this group have done a great job over the years.
I understand after having some conversations with the players and some of the parents that if I would have stumbled my way into one of those gyms, the team would have looked a little bit differently. Aubrey was a post player back in the day, and Ava was the point guard. I mean, you kind of see some of that now in high school, right? You have 5 players that can handle the ball, and you have 5 players that can go underneath and you do post moves. All of that kind of feeds into it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that's my philosophy, because when kids are in 3rd and 4th grade or 5th grade, you don't know what they're going to be from a size standpoint. Some kids grow early, some kids grow late. So, I think if you go out there and you try to pigeonhole kids into being a certain position early on, I mean, you're doing them a disservice. So we just try to teach all the kids all the skills that, wherever they ended up, they were going to be successful. Because, if you end up, if you're a really little kid starting out and you learn all the point guard skills, and all of a sudden you hit a growth spurt and you're 6'1" or 6'2" girl, I mean, you can go anywhere you want. I mean, it's the same thing as a boy that ends up at 6'6", 6'7", as the Frank Kaminsky, where he was a point guard at one point, and then he grew like a foot in a whole year, and he had some guard skills and was able to play at 7 foot, with some guard plays. So, yeah.
Coach, how important is it not only that these girls basketball players, though, how important is it that they play multiple sports?
Oh, it's huge. A lot of people talk about injury prevention for one. You're using different muscles and you're not doing the same repetitive movements over and over and over. But I also feel that if you just do one sport and you're going to do it for, 8, 9, 10 years when you're in high school, middle school, high school, I think you're going to have some burnout at some point. You need to shift gears. You need to get away from that sport a little bit. There's certainly kids that go out there and specialize, and they go out and do great things and play in college and all that stuff. But I don't know. I just think it's really good to take a break once in a while. And it doesn't mean you can't get in the gym once or twice a week and do some shooting, but you get out there and play some softball or volleyball, and those are all great sports. I mean, I was a 3-sport athlete, and I loved whatever season I was in. That was the sport I loved at that time. So.
Yeah, and what I've enjoyed about watching you, I've been watching you come to their games and support them while they were out there playing volleyball or cross country or whatever it happened to be. It was great to see you out there. So I knew how important it was, but I want you to make sure that message gets out there also to some of the other younger players and their parents are out there trying to make sure that their sons or daughters are not just focusing themselves on that one sport.
No, absolutely, yeah. Yep.
Justin, anything you want to ask Coach, or are you ready to jump in and talk to the ladies that you've had a chance to watch quite a bit?
No, just one. I mean, I had one question. I mean, obviously, when Jordan talked about success in basketball, but success in 3 separate sports at this school, and obviously, I mean, but these girls all together growing up together, but they share success in every sport that they've seemed to play in, and it just doesn't happen at this kind of level.
No, but again, it comes down to there's a certain amount of athletic ability there, just natural athletic ability, and then you combine that with the hard work that they put in. I mean, the time that these girls put in is amazing, because they'll go from, in the summer they'll go to their volleyball open gym, and then they'll go to maybe a basketball elite game, and then they're finding ways to lift weights in there, and that's, I don't know, to me that's part of being a kid anyways. What else are you going to do with your time? So I mean, I just don't understand how more kids don't get that, but these guys have really taken it to heart, and it's about time management. I mean, you could sit around and kick back and watch TV and do whatever you're going to do, play on your phone, but you could be doing a lot more productive things, and I think that's what these girls have done. Is they've done a great job with just time management and going out there and just, quite honestly, outworking most other kids.
Coach, thank you for joining us here on this player showcase. I really appreciate it. All the insight that you've shared, it's been awesome here. So
thanks,
let's kick it over and let's have a conversation with some of your players.
All right.
Working, right? We talked about this group being so tight knit, and you guys have talked about over the years so many tournaments. You guys had the opportunity to go to Florida, other tournaments that you guys have played out of town or out of the area, and you kind of talked about the ability to get together and not just be on the basketball court, but the hotels and the bonding over the course of 10, 12 years that I'm sure was a lot of fun, and just talk about the ability to kind of grow together as a group.
Yeah, it's just been so much fun growing up with these girls, and I'm like, they're really my closest friends now, and I feel like they would all say the same. It's just been fun, and especially not just in like school basketball, but like AAU and stuff. Like we played with on a lot of the same teams, so especially through that was super fun. Yeah, we just made a lot of close connections just through, seeing each other on the weekends a lot and just practices and stuff.
Yeah, to me, you're now the all-time leading scorer in Laconia girls basketball and Laconia basketball history, but what does that mean to you, obviously, sharing it with these group of girls?
Yeah, it's just super special, just playing with these girls growing up, and then we're reaching a lot of our goals, especially through like state and stuff. That's just been super fun, and it's just fun seeing all the success we've had.
Who makes these cheesy potatoes that you and Ava are raving about on the questionnaire here?
So it's like every team dinner, I think somebody always makes cheesy potatoes. Like it's like a requirement, and everybody makes good cheesy potatoes. So,
well, there's got to be a best, right? Are you ready? Are you ready to on Jeff's live streams crown the cheesy potato champion here, or what?
Well, I don't know. I think I personally like the cheesy potatoes my parents make, but I think it's because
good answer.
I tell them I like the cheesy potatoes. Like, I don't know, the ingredients are just the best.
That was the safe answer, Tierney. Good job. So I got to apologize to the people out there. We did not have the microphone going on there, so we missed all of Coach's stuff. So if
No,
you
we
get-
didn't. No, we didn't. That was on the main screen. It just when we switched to Tierney in the beginning. We got it fixed right away.
Oh, okay. So you did get okay, awesome. Well, I always thought we were gonna have to have Coach talk again. All right. So Tierney, I've only had a chance to watch you guys play a couple of times. Obviously, I've spent a lot of time at the other schools here, but what really impresses me is that you might be the all-time leading scorer. But when I watch a basketball game, I can't tell that. I can't say that Tierney is going to have 25 points and everybody else is going to have 10. So just talk to me about the concept that you have about playing team basketball.
Yeah, I think it's just about doing all the little things, getting the rebounds and stuff. And I feel like a lot of people don't notice, I don't know, I don't usually notice either how much I'm scoring, but it's because I just like off putbacks and stuff. And then I feel like our team just does a really good job of passing the ball around, looking for the open person, and just getting really aggressive on defense and going for the steals and stuff.
I want to talk about that defense, and I'm sorry, Jordan, if I'm stealing any of your thunder that you want to talk about here. But that is one of the things that really you don't see a ton of statistics that are kept on school defense, right? You can talk about as a team what your team averages of points that are given up, but that really doesn't do anything when you compare some of the non-conference teams. So talk to me about that defensive concept, because that's one of the other things that I have been so impressed with, is that I can sit here and say, boy, it's a 20% chance whether the team is coming down and scoring on you guys.
Yeah, I think Coach just really pushes us in practice and in the games just to be more aggressive on defense. And then I think our 1-3-1 is very aggressive too. Against a lot of the conference teams, it's hard for them to try to get past it, but then during some non-conference games against some really good teams, we still are able to stop them. I think that's just really big.
Tierney, what are your plans after you graduate?
I don't know where I'm going to school yet, but I'm going to play basketball.
So you're planning to go to college and play some basketball. So what do you want to study?
I'm thinking about like data analytics because I'm really into math, and this year I'm really into computer science, and those are just my two favorite classes probably.
So who do we need to talk to as far as recruiters to get them and come and talk to you? I mean, just let us know, and we'll jump on here for Jeff's live stream and help you out with that. That's all right. Well, I want to thank you for joining. Jordan, anything else that you want to jump on here with Tierney?
No, don't. I mean, I don't want to take all night, but
you can take all night. It's the player showcase.
All right. Obviously a talented track athlete last year. Why the switch back to softball? As long as you mentioned it. So what's I mean, the team went to state, played in the state championship last year as well. So, but I guess what's the mindset?
Well, so my freshman year, I was doing track and softball during the spring, and then because they let us do 5 sports that year, so then I was also doing cross country in the fall with volleyball. And then they made us switch to just doing 3 sports again, so I had to decide to do track because I missed too much softball practice for AAU and stuff. I was gone on the weekends and like cut into some weekdays. And then since AAU's done now, I don't like running track. I was kind of forced to do 3 sports, so I just decided to do that.
Hey, but you heard Coach talk about it. Obviously, it has helped you using a different muscle set and using also a different mental aspect as well.
Yeah.
Anything else? Justin, anything else you want to jump in here?
No, I got
Tierney, thank you for taking the time to spend time with us. It's been great to have a conversation.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's move it down the line. Justin.
All right, we'll switch to Peyton. Introduce yourself.
I'm a senior, and I've been playing basketball since 2nd grade. And I also played volleyball, and then my freshman year, I did softball and track. And then for my freshman year, and then for my sophomore year, I did just track.
Favorite subject in school?
I would say anatomy, just because I'm really into science. I like that kind of stuff, and that's kind of like what I'm going to do with my future too.
So obviously I don't know if anybody that don't know this, obviously you're going to play basketball at Minnesota State and plan to study?
Nursing.
Jordan, you got a question?
I'm interested in the same thing I started with Tierney, which is this run that you guys have been on since a very, very young age. What's it kind of been like to go to all these tournaments and spend a lot of time, both on and off the court? I know you mentioned in your advice for younger players, wins and losses come and go, but it's these other memories, right, that kind of end up as core memories, right?
Yeah, it's honestly that's been the biggest thing. Like we had so much success, like not just in high school, but also growing up as kids. But the thing that we remember most is the memories made at the hotels, at the restaurants, at practice on the weekends. That's the biggest thing.
Obviously a family affair, even with Hudson, and to talk about how special it's been to get to play with Finley and get to get coached by Dad, and this whole everything that surrounds, getting to obviously accomplish a lot of things that a lot of high schoolers don't accomplish, but get to do it with family as well.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, the fact for my freshman and sophomore year that my dad was my coach, and Finley wasn't up there yet, but we still had all those accomplishments. And then last year getting to accomplish them with her is just amazing. And then with Hudson on the bench, and then my grandpa too. But it's just the support, having your family on the bench is so much more. You can definitely see an impact. And I think that the other girls, having my dad have coached them since second grade too, like we all kind of feel it.
Justin, you want to jump in here?
No, I don't know.
Okay,
I was editing quick.
Peyton, I'll jump in here again because I've had a chance to watch you play. I thought one of the best comments that I had heard Jordan make, and I was not at the game, but when I was putting together your highlight video for your 1,000th point, and Tierney, I'm sorry I wasn't there to see with your all-time scoring. I would have done so if I would have known about it. And I'm sorry, same thing for Aubrey, but the comment that he made is that you could have hit that 1,000th point any time that you wanted in the game before, and you continued to stay within the system and play team basketball. Just talk to me about that mindset that you have in looking out for the team.
Yeah, I've never really been like a selfish kind of player. Like I'm always kind of looking for the next pass, like make the right basketball play. It's not always because it's not always about how many points you're going to score. It's about doing the little things too.
So talk to me about that. Was that a great accomplishment when you got that 1,000th point?
It was really great. I mean, the build up to it is always kind of stressful. Like, oh, when am I going to get it? When am I going to get it? But I feel like just kind of keeping it together, like make the right play. It'll come. Just don't stress about it.
Yeah, and I thought you handled it really well, Jordan. Yeah.
This stretch here, since volleyball season, really you could look back to, last volleyball season. You guys go undefeated, and then straight into basketball with another state championship, and then into this volleyball season. What's that been like? I mean, volleyball, when you guys are in it, you're locked into it. I know, like Coach said, maybe you go shoot hoops, but it seems like when volleyball's in, you guys are 100% bought into volleyball, and I know a couple points here and there, and maybe you guys make it to state in that, but just talk about the last couple of years in that sport as well, with a lot of the same girls, kind of getting to do a few different sports at a really high level.
Yeah, it's really been so great, and the fact that we all play volleyball too. It's like we're making other memories, not just in basketball but volleyball too. And through our success, even with volleyball, it's more like because we have such strong connections. It's not always about like how talented we are, because at practice we are constantly having fun and just making memories. That's what makes us such a strong team.
What was your favorite? What drew you so closely to Minnesota State, and what would you like? Obviously, a very successful program that they got up there.
Yeah, I honestly just loved the atmosphere, the connection between the coaches and the players. They all just seemed like they were one big family. They were joking together. Their practices seemed like it wasn't like there was no tension or anything. It was just really cool to see.
That's awesome.
Hey, what's your favorite pregame meal?
We do when we cater Arby's roast beef sandwiches.
Oh, catered in. Oh, wow, is that special? And I'll probably ask this of everybody coming back around, but just give us who'd you like to give a shout out to? Now, I know he's sitting over here, so you don't have to do that. Just give it to somebody else that really is deserving.
I'll probably give it to my parents, just because they've always pushed me to be better, like to do what I love, not just because like I was always good at it, but if it's something that I want to do, just keep pursuing it.
Thanks for sharing that. Anything else that you guys want to talk to Peyton about? I mean, we could have conversations all night. I really do love these
if they don't
things.
have I mean, if coach doesn't care night before a game, no, I'm just kidding.
But and that's why I like to do this. And I missed you guys to do this during the volleyball because you guys had homecoming activities, right? So we didn't get to have those conversations. So thanks for sharing those. All right, let's jump into the Ava.
I'm a senior, and I've been playing basketball with them since 2nd grade, and I've also been playing volleyball with them too.
So what's your favorite memory so far of youth and for high school, either volleyball or basketball or both?
Well, I think for basketball, obviously, like one of our favorite memories is winning state, especially back-to-back, just because it's such a different atmosphere when you play. But like outside of just basketball, I think going to Florida was a huge bonding thing for us. And to be honest, I don't really remember most of the games in Florida. I remember them a little bit, but all the memories I made, I remember all those. They were so fun.
So the common theme that I keep hearing from all three of you, it's about the relationships here. It's not really about the points that you've scored or the specific individual wins. Sure, you're going to remember the state championships. Those probably you will, but you're not going to remember probably who had the game-winning point or the defensive stop. But that's what I'm hearing from you as well. So talk a little bit about further, if you would, what's your favorite subject in school, and then what are you planning to do?
My favorite subject in school is math.
Hey!
And I am planning to major in architecture at either UW-Milwaukee or Minnesota.
Basketball in your future?
No.
Volleyball in your future?
No.
So I know also of a couple of athletes that I've had that have said that it's time to hang it up, and I'm glad that you seem to be comfortable talking about that. So it seems like that you want this to be a good run. Do you also do a spring sport?
No, I don't. I did my freshman and sophomore year, but not anymore.
And where does that come from? Just putting so much effort into the volleyball and into basketball that just need to give your body a break?
Yeah, so the past years I played track, or I did track sophomore year and softball freshman year. They were never really my favorite sports. I like basketball and volleyball a lot more. But I think also we like having club volleyball and AAU basketball. I just liked focusing on them better, focusing on what I actually like doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that because I still hear multi-sport, and that's what I hear. Jordan, I'm sure you've got all kinds of things that you'd like to talk to.
Well, I want to give Ava an opportunity to give her opinion on the cheesy potato race here, the great cheesy potato race here. So, favorite cheesy potatoes?
This is tough because all the parents here make them.
And they're all staring at you right now, so careful.
I'll give it to my mom.
The safe bet.
All right, well, I'm unbiased, so if you guys want to – no, just kidding.
At the next game we're broadcasting, which is tomorrow, we'll take a sample of everybody's cheesy potatoes, and then we'll vote on them.
Yeah, there you go. Unbiased there. All right, Ava, obviously, a whale of a year for you in volleyball. We're at the pit. The crowd is roaring. What's the better feeling, knocking down a three-pointer to give your team the lead, or rising up and knocking a good swing and getting a kill in volleyball? What's the better feeling? Which one are you shouting louder for?
I might give it to volleyball. I mean, hitting a three, yeah, it's great too, but I don't know, something about volleyball just gets more energy because after the play is done, you don't have to get back on defense right away. So it's just you can celebrate louder, and it just gets the fans going too.
That's something I noticed when you guys obviously were in the midst of that volleyball run. Your advice to younger players, you said don't dwell on mistakes. Something that I thought your volleyball team, you guys did really well, is if side out quickly and let's get back to it. Let's use this momentum thing in our favor. Just talk about you guys. I know between you three and Finley and Aubrey and Addie and Mariska, and can name off the whole roster. But you guys that's a lot of experience. And just talk about the volleyball year that was a pretty special couple of years for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, last year it didn't end how we wanted to, obviously. That was tough for us. But I think we bounced back, and even though we didn't make it as far as we wanted, it was still one of the best years I could ask for. I mean, obviously going out, it was sad. It was definitely sad, but having everyone having your back and just being supportive the whole year, it was great. And even with basketball too, I think it's always the same, that everyone's going to have your back no matter if you have a bad game or what. Your teammates are going to have your back, and I think the bond that we have built has just led to that, and it's just a great feeling too.
Jeff or Justin?
Got anything, Jeff?
Oh, I always have something. I can sit and talk with. So obviously, I've been in education forever. I can talk about all kinds of stuff and life stuff there. But you have nothing you want to add, Justin?
Not that I Jordan took my question.
Sorry.
About the don't dwell on mistakes thing. That might have been the best one I've seen here for advice.
Yeah, so talk about that. That's one of the things that I would like to ask all three of you. So, Ava, can you give a little bit more in-depth about that? Just you obviously don't dwell on the mistakes, but any further advice that you have to go with that to some of the younger players that are out there?
Well, I think for what I put don't dwell on mistakes has really came from Coach Morgan. I think sometimes I get really maybe down on myself if I'm not doing great, but he's always got our backs. Like, I miss a three, the next one, if I'm wide open, don't shoot it, I'm getting yelled at for not taking the shot. So I think it's really just move forward. Like, no one cares about what just happened before. If you made a mistake, the only one that's remembering it is you. So you just got to move forward. And I think for younger players, that's just a big thing. Like, just focus on the next play and enjoy what you're doing. Don't get down. Just enjoy the moment. Especially for us being seniors, it goes by so fast. You got to enjoy the time that you have.
And that's a surprise to hear how fast it goes by with all the success that you had. So that's also great. Peyton, what would you share? I mean, you can add to that. What else would you like to share about that to somebody out there who's thinking about, well, I don't know if I should really do this, or I'm in this, I think I'm going to quit?
I would just say that you should just go for it, because honestly, you have nothing to lose. There's always if you don't take the opportunity, you're not going to have the chance to possibly have success at it.
Tierney? How would you add on to that? Yeah. Yeah. Ditto.
Yeah, I agree with what they're saying, and especially on if you're making mistakes, if you get down on yourself, it's just going to lead to more mistakes probably. So, but if you get back up, it's probably going to lead to success.
Tierney, I didn't give you a chance to give your shout out. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Well, I could give a shout out to my parents, but I'll give a shout out to Hudson for being a great water girl and always filling up our waters, and she holds my Kleenexes on the bench.
What a great job there that is.
It's impressive watching her walk over to the bench with either their warm-ups or the water bottles. It's Laconia basketball would not be what it is without.
And Ava, I didn't give you a chance. Shout out to who would you like to give a shout out to?
I mean, my whole family has always been my biggest supporters, and I think that's great. But I also want to give a shout out to Coach for always being there for us. It's been great.
Talk to me. The last thing I want to ask you is I want to ask you guys, tell me about the media. I mean, I'm assuming that as freshmen you didn't expect to be put into this light that you kind of been put into now. So talk to me about how you're handling that, and are you going to miss it?
Yeah, I mean, freshman year, none of us expected. I mean, we all hoped to achieve what we have achieved, but I don't think any of us just expected it to happen. And everyone that has been covering us and even seeing ourselves on the news and seeing ourselves at state and everyone that supports and comes, it's just a whole community behind you, even if you don't really know who it is specifically. And for the media, it's awesome seeing all the coverage of your games, going back and reading over it, because you don't remember everything that happened, so you can see things and then it's oh yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, Peyton.
Yeah, I think that's really great. I mean, like she said, we're not always going to remember the stuff that we have, but then there's articles and different news broadcasts about us, which we can always look back and have those memories, and when we're older we can talk about it with our families and stuff like that. I think that's super cool.
Tierney?
Just reflecting on the big stage and stuff, especially going to state freshman year compared to last year, it was just completely different. It's bad to say we were pretty used to it, but we were more used to it our junior years than we were our freshman years, and it was just a big change. But it's super cool all the coverage we get.
Well, I have to tell you that, again, we really enjoy covering you guys. It is so fantastic. You guys have been, just like I've talked with everybody, it's been fantastic having interviews with you. You guys have been great in sticking around and making time for us. So I can't tell you how enjoyable that is. Listening to your conversations, you demonstrate such high character and so much pride in your community, but in your team as well. It is so impressive to see this of young women who are doing a great job for their community. So I want to thank you that you guys took the time to come and talk to us. Coach, I'm going to give you a chance to just wrap things up here and talk about, again, your team here. And then if Jordan's got something to add, we'll do that. But you got the chance to hear how they responded. Just tell me what your final thoughts are.
Yeah. When Ava gave me the shout out, that was got me a little emotional because, you hope you have an impact on some of these kids, and you just don't know. Because I watched Coach Vanderwolf up here earlier, and he seems like he's the fun coach and goofy guy, and that's just not always my personality. So I hope that the kids have had fun playing here, and hopefully I've had some impact on them. But man, it's been such a great run, such a great ride with these girls. It's going to be a sad day when it's done. So just wanted to give them a final shout out, because obviously nothing would be possible without all the hard work they put in, and they've put their legacy out there, and people are going to remember them for an awful long time.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Jordan, anything else you want to add here or ask?
Can't top that one.
Yeah, Justin?
No, I just wanted to mention the one thing. You guys do a great job of the youth programs. They're playing at halftime all the time, and it doesn't matter. Everyone's cheering them on in the stands, but Jordan and I were talking about this on the boys' game the other night, that 20 years down the road we're doing this, we're going to see these kids playing in varsity, but I don't see a lot of programs that do the job of you guys that involve the youth as much, and then you see it at the pit. There's that little kid student section up in that top left corner.
And they're louder than the high school students.
They're so great. I love being down there.
Just the overall impact that the community has on your program.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's the Rosendale Brandon community is something really, really special, and it's certainly nothing that I'm doing there, and it's not one or two people. It's everybody that gets excited about Spartan Pride, and these girls were part of that back in the day. Second and third graders playing on the court at halftime, and now look at them. Look at all the special things they've accomplished, and it's because they've got great support systems around them.
Well, again, I want to thank you guys for taking the time for joining us here on Jeff's live stream. We're going to step aside here just for a minute or two, give them a chance to clear out here, and we'll wrap things up. Again, thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. Let's give them a hand here. I mean, fantastic job here for the Laconia Lady Spartans and Coach Morgan.
And service in Brandon. The automotive experts. Beat the Wisconsin snowfall. Stay charged this winter. PT Tire and Service. Full service. Batteries and wipers available on site. Call 920-346-TIRE. Put Christmas lights on your tree this holiday season, not your dashboard. Call PT Tire and Service to get those lights in the right place. Over 20 years in business and ready to service your automotive needs. PT Tire and Service. Brandon. 920-346-TIRE.
Born from a single project, WDS Construction has evolved into a nationwide general contractor and construction management company. But we're so much more than that. The cold storage industry is experiencing high demand and low capacity. WDS is building goodwill from the ground up through customized solutions. WDS is committed to outservice the competition and overdeliver for customers. A client-driven experience without question. Today, we're driven to be better in order to build better.
Microphone there. Now we should be coming across. We just got to switch it over to the system there. Happens when I bought a new board that I could hook all of our headsets together, so it wasn't coming across. But again, I want to thank all of the panelists that we had here. I thought it was a fantastic evening once again tonight. I could spend hours talking to all these athletes because I think they have some great knowledge to share. Our young people don't get enough credit for what they do for their communities.
Obviously, I talk to a lot of high school athletes, and I always come away. You're right; they don't get enough credit because I always come away impressed with their ability to communicate and after games when emotions are running high and things like that, and to still be able to represent themselves and their programs and their schools and their families in a good way. And I tell you what, they're the people in this area, and obviously the three communities we had here tonight, but my reach goes a little bit further than that, and we probably don't give the youth the credit they deserve. I know they get a bad rap for having their noses in their phones all the time, but there's a lot of really, really excellent communicators amongst the high school communities in this area. So tonight was just another good example of that.
Yeah, and that's why I absolutely enjoy doing this here, is because we get a chance to showcase that and also give credit to the adults, because they talk about that as being a part of theirs as well. Justin, what are your final thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy obviously doing this with them. We got the boys one coming up next week as well, but no shame to these girls. They got their playoffs coming right up, and doing this, obviously Laconia has a game tomorrow, but doing this tonight is a huge thing for us to get this done, and obviously have a conversation with these girls and talk to them about their careers that maybe not as much, wrapping up and getting ready for the playoffs. We're just trying to get them ready for maybe life even.
Right. That's been our focus here. I don't want them to be defined by what happens in the playoffs. I want them to talk about their careers, and I think they did a fantastic job about that. Here's what we do have coming up here on Jeff's live stream, though. We've got a full schedule once again. We are going to be in Laconia. We're going to be covering the girls' basketball game there tomorrow. Jordan always knows he's got an open invite to bring his headset and jump on here because we love his expertise and when it comes to anything flyway. But I also, he knows this as well. As we get into the playoffs, he's got an open invitation, if there's not flyway schools, to jump in here, because I really love his insight. He does a great job of calling games. So I want to thank you for all that you are doing to promote, especially the flyway. But thank you for being here again tonight to make sure that you're a part of this.
Yeah, to switch back into basketball mode, I've been pretty heavy on wrestling recently, so we're back to basketball. I like that. And I love wrestling. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But yeah, I'm ready for the basketball. March Madness is the most special time of the year. I don't care what you say. So.
Yeah. And we're doing everything. So Emma's sitting over here. She's getting trained on how to produce so that we can get over here and cover our possible four teams. So we got Corbin out here who's helping us out. And I got to give a shout out again to Aaron over here. He puts all of our graphics together. So I want to thank Aaron for doing that in Glory Days Consulting. But also tomorrow we've got the hockey regionals that are taking place here in Waupun. We're covering that. And you got St. Mary Springs taking on Bayport tomorrow. On Friday, I can't read that from here, but if I remember correctly, we've got the girls hockey that we're covering in the regionals, and I believe there's a boys Dodgeland versus Oakfield, and then I think there is CWC Valley Christian taking on. And then we've got off on Saturday. I don't think that there's any games, so hallelujah, we finally get a day off. going hunting. Maybe we'll go snowmobiling if there's still snow that is left here. But don't get me wrong, we love what we do. We love covering this. We really people think we've spread ourselves thin, but I don't. We just have such a passion for this. I can't do it without you. I can't do it without my wife's support. I can't do it without my son's support, and I can't do it without the parents and everybody watching our streams and participating in that. So just stay tuned. We're our goal here. We'll talk a little bit about the playoffs. We're following Laconia all the way through. Our goal is to follow the girls and the boys. We're going to do the same thing with Oakfield. We're going to do the same thing with CWC. We're on the Springs hockey bandwagon. So we really have dedicated and focused ourselves in this area to focus on the smaller schools. So I want to thank you again for being here on our showcase. Thank you to everybody who is out there watching. Thanks, Jordan. Thanks, Justin. Have a great night. Take care. God bless. And we can't wait to see you at a rink or a court near us. This is Jeff Sauer here signing off for Jeff's live stream. God bless. Thank you for watching our broadcast. A shout out to our sponsors. This is Jeff Sauer. I hope you enjoyed our broadcast. Until next time, may God bless you today and every day.